everybody, and welcome back to another episode of our minigame creation series. And today we are going to be going ahead and making some capture points. So let's go ahead and let's get started on that. So the first thing we need to do with the capture points is obviously we need people to be able to capture them. And on top of that, we need people to be able to uncapture it for the other team so they can capture it for their team. That is what we need to do there, and I'm also thinking we should add in some sounds so people know when they're capturing, as well as they know when the point has been captured for their team. Along with that, we will also have visuals. I'm thinking we will be using beacons for that, and just change the color depending on what team has the point captured. That is the plan for that. Once we have the capture points all set up, guys, we need to be able to basically tell when all the capture points have been captured for a specific team. So in order to do that, what I'm thinking is we need to have some kind of a redstone line that can send signals in two directions, so that way we don't have to have multiple lines and stuff running across the map. That'll help save on redstone and stuff like that, hopefully. And then once all the capture points have been captured for a specific team, we need to be able to tell when the game is done. So we're probably just gonna go and launch off fireworks at all the capture points is the plan for that. Just so everybody knows, game is done. Whatever team has won. Another thing for this here firework thing though, maybe it'd be a good idea to launch off fireworks of that team's color to say that a red team has won or a blue team has won. And last but not least there, guys, the final thing I want to do here today is we need to be able to reset all the capture points. So the plan here is that as soon as we detect that the game is over, I want to automatically reset all the capture points. That way you don't have to go in and manually reset them. So that is the plan, and I will be right back, guys, as soon as I've designed a capture point. And with that there, guys, I have completed the capture point. I ended up making two different ones based on what size of a game you want or how complicated you want the capture point to be. So let's go ahead, let's go take a look at them. So as you can see, one is definitely a lot bigger and with good reason. But before we take a look at that one, let's look at this one and how this works. So the small one here is capable of having one person from each team capture the point. So you just stand on this pressure plate here, that'll begin capturing it for blue team, and same with red. Now, how this works, let me try and explain this. So you step on the pressure plate, that'll turn this off, and then that will basically unlock this hopper and allow an item to go back and forth. And as the item goes back and forth here, that'll send power to this dropper, which will launch these items into this dropper. And as well, it'll go ahead and send a signal right to this redstone here. That'll go to this repeater and send a signal over to this dropper, which will uncapture the other team's thing. Now, once this here is fully captured for the blue team in this case, it'll go ahead and the 11 items in here will be just enough to extend this over here, which will turn on, well, the note blocks here so you know you've captured it, as well as send a signal to the piston, extending it and making this blue. And that is basically the same for the other side. It has, like, again, the same starting thing there with the hoppers, and it sends a signal down here instead, and then uncaptures this point here for this team as well, if this one's already captured. And yeah, just sends a signal, all the same there. Yeah. Now for this brown one, don't worry about that quite yet. That is for resetting it later on. We will get to that. Now with the explanation there out of the way, let me go ahead and show you how it works. So go ahead, drop the item on. You can hear the sort of heartbeat sound there. I wanted to do that to kind of make it a little more tense for people, like an ambush could come at any time or something. As you heard, that went off now that it's completed, and you get the blue thing there. Now if you start, the other team wants to capture this here, they can come up, step on the pressure plate, that'll go to white, and then it'll start capturing for the other team, and then once it's done, this will be turned red. Just like that. Perfect. Yeah, that is how that works. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's jump over to the more complicated one. So for the more complicated one, you can have a total of 3 people capturing per team, and the more people capturing, the faster it captures. So yeah, this one's a good one to go at as a team. So the way this works, basically, all of the pressure plates, when you press them down, they all need to get over here and basically unpower this torch so a item can go through here. So if I go ahead, I will just go and do it for this one right here first to show that off. Basically, I have the line going over this way, turns this off, and then it goes underneath and powers this piston, which I didn't know this until I was working on this, but a comparator can detect what's in a hopper here through a block. So that is how that is done. And as you can see, it sends its signal. Now for this one here, let me go ahead and throw that on and explain this. So this gets powered by just going to this repeater here and then going there and unpowering this again. And it also sends a signal down here, and then it just kind of goes underneath and powers this piston and does this as well. Now for the last one, it just goes right there, unpowers this, and activates this piston, and that just goes like that. Now if you go ahead and you step on all three, then as you can hear, it is a lot faster and you can capture a lot faster as well. Now with everything I just shown you there, you just basically copy and paste that, put it right on over here. It's literally just mirrored over, so pretty easy to copy once you finish one side. The only different part is right here, so both sides will sort of go down. They will then go send a signal here, which will basically start capturing their point, and send a signal over here, which will start uncapturing the other point. And same with right here, goes in here to capture their point, and then goes over here to uncapture the other team's point. Now both of them have a total of a 2 block space you need to get a signal through, so once you capture the signal here, once all 42 items have gone over from this dropper to this one, the signal will be just strong enough to basically send a signal here to let you know through sound that it has been captured, and it'll power here and extend this piston there, just like that. And same with this one, you got the sound, and then this just goes to this repeater here, which powers this block and sends the redstone signal up to this piston here, turning it blue. And again, the brown one here is going to be for resetting. Now, since this here is already captured by red team, if blue wants to capture it, again, they just have to go ahead, stand on this, and then they will begin capturing. And just like that, blue has now captured the point. Now with the capture points and stuff like that all set up, we need to basically detect when all the points have been captured for a certain team. Thankfully, I have figured that out already right on over here. Let me go ahead and try and explain all this. So the way this works is basically these torches here, they will represent the capture points. These ones over here will represent the reset switch and the thing that shoots off the fireworks when the game is won. So with that in mind, as you notice, if I say flick this switch, it'll all stay on, and you also notice that they're flickered. Now I went ahead, I added a pulse extender here and all that, so that way basically that flicker will not flicker the stuff that triggers here, like the reset switch and the fireworks. Now even if you go ahead and flick this switch, it is still on, but if you flick the final one here, then this will all eventually go ahead and shut off and then turn these on. And as you can see, if I do this, that turns it all back off again. And if I go ahead and turn on the last one here, that turns all these off again. That is how we would detect that, but even though this is all kind of working here, there is one huge problem. Now to demonstrate this sort of bug in this system here, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna throw a lever right here. Now this bug is the reason why I put this stuff here, like the pulse extender and the repeater here with the delay and stuff. The reason why I put this here is to basically kind of make it less possible to happen, and it seems to be working. At least for the time being. It's still possible that it could happen, but it's a lot less likely. But the problem here is basically, as you can see, this is on, this is off. But if this here turns off then on real quickly, say for example, if two people are fighting here and stepping on both pressure plates, that is an example of how this could potentially happen. Basically, if this goes off and on real quick, as you can see, both of them are now lit, and the problem with this is even if all the points are captured, it will no longer turn off. Now, not too sure how to completely fix this, but like I said, with this here, it's a lot less likely for it to actually happen, at least from my testing of it. But yeah, that is a problem. Just thought I'd mention it. And yeah, I haven't found a way to fix it, but if I do, I will go ahead and update you guys and let you know. But if people were, say, jumping on the pressure plates and stuff up there with this stuff here, as you can see, it will not happen, but like I said, if you get the timing just right, so like that there, I didn't do it there, but I have done it in the past while testing this, so it is still possible, but it's a lot less likely, a lot harder to basically replicate. Now, I think I forgot to mention with the wires here, make sure this here is set to this time on all the ones that are going to be locking the other repeater. And with that there, guys, I have now taken our wire design and I have attached it to both of the capture points. So for the small one, I went ahead and I just put it right here. Basically, once this is captured, the signal will go through here and turn this off, and then that'll allow for this to turn on once the other one has been captured. And same with this side. Now for the big one here, I actually attached it to the music notes here. So basically, once this is full, or like all these have gone over here, then this will turn on, and since this will stay on for as long as this here is powered, it'll also go ahead and turn this off, and again, that'll allow this to turn on once the other side has also been turned off. Now with that there done, let's go ahead and give this thing a test. So first off, let's go drop some items on here, wait for this stuff all to turn off, and then we'll wait and see if a firework is launched out of there. And there we go, the last one has now been captured and the firework has gone off. Perfect. So that is working. Now let's go ahead, test it out for the other one, and then we gotta move on to the last thing we gotta do today. And there we go, blue team is also working. Nice. Now is time for the final step, guys. So I actually already went ahead and I already did it. This here is going to be the reset switch, and yeah, let me go ahead and show you how to make it. Now, depending on the size of your map, you might be able to just get away with one timer, but if you have a bigger map that you've made, then you might want to have two instead, like I have right here. So basically, how this all works is, well, first and foremost, the signal will get cut off here. Like I said before, this will turn on. Now we have this splitting, one goes towards the fireworks, the other one will go right here, and that'll activate the timer. And same with the yellow, this sort of splits off here, this will turn off, that'll turn on, this will launch a firework, that'll go here and turn this off, and that'll start the timer. Now for the timer here, you need 24 items in. The 24 items will, once it starts, go from there to here, and that will go ahead and activate this, which will send a signal over here, and this will basically keep pulsing the way this is set up, and that'll slowly fill up this here, or by fill up I mean launch the items from here over into this one, and that's how you reset it. Exact same setup over here, you have them both meet here, this will turn off, that'll activate the clock, the items will go over here, that'll send a signal here, make this pulse, and that'll go down here, send the items from this dropper over to this one. And that right there is the reset switch. So I noticed during editing, guys, that I forgot to mention something, so let me cover that real quickly there. Basically, when you capture a point and it like turns this off, you need to basically change the timing on this here for each capture point. So this one I have set to having no delay on that repeater, and on this one here I have it set to having just a little bit of delay, because one thing I noticed is since they would normally have the exact same amount of delay or whatever there, they would both meet up here at the same time, and then you'd get that issue I was talking about earlier where it does this. So just make sure you add the delay there so that doesn't happen. But let's go ahead, let's test this thing out now. So we will capture it for this team here first, which is blue. There we go. And let's go capture blue over here. Just like that. Now this should slowly die out. Yeah, it's all off. And we should be able to see fireworks. Yep. And it should be resetting. So this should have gone back over there, all 11. And if we zoom on over here, it was what, this one? Yeah, there we go. It's slowly coming back in, and it's 42. Nice. So that is working. It is all self-resetted. Now we gotta test it out for red. And there we go, it is officially working for red as well. And with that there guys, both capture points are able to self-reset and all of that, so that is gonna be the end of this episode now that we've completed it. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button, and if you're new and want to see more minigame stuff, then don't forget to subscribe for more. But that is gonna be it for me for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Until then, have fun everybody!